Lucifer really is one of the most beautiful beings. Truly, there's no difference between Yeshua and Lucifer, except the projections onto Lucifer. So what we're showing when we're making these videos, you can feel the energy is very beyond good and bad, evil, right? Evil is a construct. The only evil is the hiding, the ignorance of truth, of empowerment, of God being your being, not an externalization. Master Sananda really came to show that, which is so funny. Master Sananda, for those that maybe don't know Yeshua's true, a more fundamental name for him, came to really demonstrate that. And when they come in together on these kind of videos, the energy is one of union, not just between how I speak masculine and feminine, not just between you and above, but the revealment that good and evil is constructs of the mind. Good and evil exist within you. Why can you see both? Does that never come to people in religion? They can see good that they say is good. They can see evil. Yet then who are they? These ideas of evil are so outdated. The concept of God is so medieval. We're not even here to preach, are we? Who gives a fuck if someone is still insisting on God being outside? On even in spirituality, something being outside to say. That's why I made a video once called Kill Your Gods. Because God has become practice, God has become a teacher, God has become anything but you taking responsibility that you are already God. You came here as an individualized expression. The guilt that people feel for having to suck themselves back into oneness, you'll never get back to oneness in that way. You'll never get back to oneness. That was not the reason for this realm. Go off and explore. Go off and be I am incarnate. Surrender the guilt. Release anything that says you have to suck back into God, into oneness. It's a complete fallacy, demonic. It slips into spirituality because there are certain agendas at play. And if you're to try and get someone or a group of people, who are you going to go for? Because the people that are living in fear, 90% of the world, they're done for. They're going to go through another harvest, whatever. They're come here to experience a level of density. But those in the no man's land, where they're awakening, but they still have these concepts of the externalization of their power. That's where they hit. And if they're not going to believe in God, like they did for the last 2,000 years, then we'll make them believe in, I don't know, an image on the screen that will still not grant them permission to be free. It's so subtle, isn't it? It's so evil. If there's any evil in the world that could get close, it's the way that it sneaks into those that are awakening and still keeps them within some kind of paradigm, because they're the fertile ground for either blooming or coming back, withering into themselves. It's all about going guilt-free. Evil, the idea of evil and bad and the darkness within you, the darkness within you is your divinity. The darkness within you is the light compressed. You don't need to do anything with it. You don't need to keep analyzing it and keep focusing on it and making it the darkness. Be so guilt-free that you stop even trying to convert it or transmute it or transform it. That creates, do you know what you're saying every time you try and work on your darkness? You're basically calling it darkness, you're solidifying it. You're giving it more life. It dwindles and it really is revealed as your edge, your humor, your something about you that is individuated. Your darkness is your divinity, is your light. So be so guilt-free you don't even work on it. Let it stay. The things you think are wrong about you, the flaws within you, they're perfection. This is the true sense of non-duality. I hate the word now because we can see what beast it's become. There's nothing to do. What does that even mean? Right? We don't even have to address that anymore, because those that have gone free and we live in this way. I have people voice note me sometimes like, what should I say to this person? What should I say to that person? You could probably see in interviews I've done recently that this is something I once struggled with, and still to this day you can feel the temptation to form a bridge for those that don't even want to hear you. Don't waste oxygen on ears that can't hear you. They don't want to hear you, and it's nothing wrong with them. They're choosing to experience a different theme. Maybe their soul has had way less experiences, and they're going to have to learn something to create an evolutionary tension for them to burst through. Who are you to try and take away their chance of awakening by trying to remove their suffering? Demonstration really is the only way. If someone sees that and is inspired, it means that they're in fertile ground to go beyond what they're in. If someone sees you and kind of retracts or is repelled, they see the light within you, but they're not ready to take it on as their own. And then there's a third one where someone sees the light within you, are inspired, but the mechanism of the externalization of the empowerment onto the teacher. I'm a mirror, right? We're all mirrors, especially the more you get refined. If someone puts that power onto me, that's not my responsibility. That's something in them that doesn't want to take responsibility for their light. The only thing that will go wrong there is if I take on that power as my own and attempt to keep that fertile ground of them basically keep projecting onto me. You've got to be so, just thank you for the compliments, receive whatever it is, but you are that light. That's what Jesus was saying, what Yeshua is saying. I want you to feel into Lucifer's energies. Not what Lucifer's been talked about in the media. What he truly did. We call them fallen angels, but truly it was an exploration that he set out on. He just asked a question, what if I was to fall into the depths of ignorance? And what opened up in that? A whole universe of duality. Because those that got sucked in out of choice to experience, oh yeah, what is this? What is this duality? What is it? What if I wasn't God? What if I wasn't? What if? But we're coming out the other end of the what if now. Because the what if, it didn't become anything but a thought in the mind of God. But this is what we came to explore. You didn't get sucked into this out of some kind of whirlpool. You were so excited to experience a different kind of energy that felt like everything was outside of yourself. You couldn't wait to incarnate. You couldn't wait to descend your frequencies down. It's exciting. This isn't a prison realm. It is if you think it's that way. That's the freedom of this realm. That's the free will of this realm. It will say to you, I will project back to you wherever you think I am. It's a wish-fulfilling dream. It's a mirror. That's what I mean by mirror. If you think you can't live a certain way, then you can't. You live in a realm of your beliefs. Imagination, magi. You are a magician. Whether you think you're not, you're just miracling up, right? All these miracles to keep yourself limited. That is the miracle. A true miracle is not to be able to fly and to go around anywhere. The true miracle is that you've convinced yourself that this is very normal, this level of limitation. There's nothing normal about it, and that's what makes it so exciting, so freeing. Really, the externalization of anything, not just God, of anything, is the true miracle. When we use the word agendas, right, there's agendas at play keeping people. You can't be imprisoned by anything that you don't agree to, right? So you look at, even within the spiritual world, the only people that get caught in the externalization of their power are those that want it. They don't want to be free. That's why I don't try and help people that don't want to be free, because I can't. Those that want it will find me, and I'll find them. Not because we search, because your energies are like, they illuminate parts of the realm, and you just come together. You'll start to see my channel will go one of two ways. Sometimes I look through the vision of the future, try and astral project, see where is it going and what can I do to refine what I want. It's going to go two ways. It will either completely blow up if people are actually going to come up, or it's going to become so refined that I'll have a nice small group of people, right? Like a small harvest that that we can just break off from the collective and try something new. We can either, and this isn't really up to us really, it's what is the paradigm, that's not the right word, what is the collective choosing? If the collective choose really quick, then there'll be people that want this. If it's just us, maybe we go off and we're not going to be harvested with the same of going up to higher realms and trying different things. It's all an explorative, creative journey. If anything, I think I'd prefer, it'd be a lot less intense on this incarnation, this time round, to not have to have full exposure in that way. But if that comes in later life, sure. But right now, how exciting is it to break off? I call it the gradient of optimal. Anyway, I drew it on a graph where if you go too far, you fall into obscurity and no one relates to you. But if you just about stay within that top gradient, you have a select few. It's almost like you're in the top band, the teacher of teachers, right? We're all basically forming a fresh powder trail. I call it the fresh powder zone, where you're walking where no one's been. You're not walking in others. Even Master Sananda, even Yeshua, even these beings that came before, they were at the fresh powder then, but you're way ahead. You're not walking back. You know, most people don't realize they are embodying the Christ over and over. This is the second returning. Is the collective awakening of Christ within you. So yes, feel into Lucifer's energies. Feel into the gratitude that deep down you have for this being. Because truly he allowed you to experience something other than your divinity, seemingly. The darkness that you see in the world is just the darkness you have yet to stop fighting against within yourself. Notice how I don't say that you've transformed within yourself, because it transforms by itself when you stop fighting it. Embrace it, love it. I love the parts of me that I used to think were evil or bad or not fitting into society. That's your route out, which is really within. And you stop trying to get away from it. You don't even try and transform it. You don't make it into a project. You don't even try to love it. Get comfortable with being the worst processor in the world, the worst healer in the world, the worst religious, spiritual. Become so unspiritual that your most powerful phrase is fuck off. Fuck off to anyone that doesn't want to hear this. Fuck off to anything that tells me I have to heal over and over again. Fuck off is the most spiritual phrase. If I was to start like a center, I would have just fuck off in big caps locks. I would say fuck off. I would also have a list of all the beings throughout history who've been projected onto, but actually they're our only hope of going within. Alright. Stop working on yourself. Only makes the darkness more real. Accept your greatness, accept your light. Alright, I love you all.